What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including more WWE talents to return, WWE moving away from sports entertainment, Carmella injured, Brock Lesnar refused to work with WWE superstars, Shane McMahon not returning to WWE, is WWE cancelling Lacey Evans' push, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at more WWE talents to return, and our top story today takes a look at the possibility of Triple H bringing back more talents to WWE. This past Friday on SmackDown, Karrion Kross along with Scarlett shocked the WWE audience when they made their surprise return. Nobody knew that Kross was going to return on SmackDown, so naturally it was a huge surprise. Kross was one of the top stars in Triple H's NXT, but unfortunately when Kross hit the main roster, Vince McMahon had no idea how to effectively present the credible star. Kross is now set for a major push, and there are rumors that he may be involved in the world title scene. According to rumors this weekend, there could even be plans to split the world titles and have Kross win either the WWE or Universal title. According to a new report published by Fightful Select, newly appointed head of WWE Creative Triple H is going to make changes to WWE Creative in an aggressive manner, and this could mean bringing back former talents. The Fightful Select report states, Triple H has clearly been aggressive in his new roles, and that doesn't look to stop at any time soon. We're told that several other talents have been discussed for returns, and a feeling out process has occurred. Those that we spoke up told us to not expect Triple H to step off the gas pedal anytime soon as he reshapes the roster to add depth. We've also heard of several talent meetings individually with Triple H that have already taken place during a busy first week of kicking Raw and SmackDown into gear. Following this report being published, rumors started on social media discussing just who could possibly be in line for a WWE return. One of the names that came up was Johnny Gargano. Gargano is a free agent and has a tremendous relationship with Triple H. Gargano would be a fantastic addition to the main roster, and he could even be joined by the talented Candice LeRae. Another name that has been thrown around for a return is the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Wyatt was one of the WWE's top stars before his shocking release last year. Wyatt was also a top merchandise mover for WWE, so it makes sound financial sense to bring him back into the company. Who would you like to see Triple H bring back to WWE? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a WWE to move away from sports entertainment. A big changes are coming to WWE, and they're coming in fast. According to legendary promoter Jerry Jarrett, WWE will be moving away from the sports entertainment aspects of WWE that were heavily favored by Vince McMahon. Jarrett would discuss the upcoming changes to the WWE product at a recent wrestling convention, and Jarrett claimed that Triple H is going to run WWE in a new way. Jarrett stated, "They didn't tell me to not tell anybody, so I'll tell you. Hunter called this week the Raw crew and the SmackDown crew and said, my father-in-law and Stephanie's father. We admire him and we respect him. He reached success that we would never known without him, but we don't know how to do it his way. And we're not going to try. We're going to try a new way, and I think the new way is to put wrestling instead of sports entertainment. I mean, that's pure speculation on my part. Now, it's unclear what this new way of running WWE is going to be. It's likely that Triple H will take on a ton of inspiration from his days running NXT. There was a focus on excellent matches, but also an extended focus on logical storytelling to keep the audience engaged. Jarrett's comments in relation to WWE moving more towards pro wrestling instead of sports entertainment does seem to have some merit. This week's edition of SmackDown featured around 45 minutes of in-ring action. In comparison, the July 8th show with McMahon at the helm just had 13 minutes of in-ring action, so there's definitely a focus on in-ring action from the new regime. Next up, Carmella injured. And it appears that former WWE Women's Champion Carmella was injured at last night's WWE event. According to fans in attendance, Carmella was competing in a triple threat match against Bianca Belair and Asuka, and the referee had to throw up the X sign halfway through the match when Carmella took a knock to the head. There were also fans claiming that medical staff were trying to shield the bright lights of the arena from her, and Corey Graves, Carmella's husband, took to Twitter to call out WWE for not notifying him of Carmella's injury. The Raw commentator tweeted, "Love learning that my effing wife got injured at a live event via Twitter, tagging in WWE." The tweet was quickly deleted, but as always we'll keep you posted on any developments with Carmella's injury status, and fingers crossed, it's nothing too serious. Next up, Brock Lesnar refused to work with WWE superstars. It's common knowledge that back in 2017, Brock Lesnar outright refused to work with Jinder Mahal. Lesnar was set to face Mahal in a champion v champion showdown at Survivor Series, but Lesnar's refusal resulted in WWE putting the title on AJ Styles. According to Road Dogg on the Wrestling Outlaws, Lesnar has actually refused to work with several talents over the years. So yeah, Brock Lesnar said, "I'm not working with him," that being Jinder Mahal. He said that about several people, by the way. Next up, Kevin Owens set for a major push. Following Kevin Owens' main event match with Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania, fans expected Owens to receive a substantial push. In reality, Owens has spent the past few months in a feud with Ezekiel, and Owens has never been further away from the main event picture in WWE. Thankfully, according to Fightful Select, this could all be about to change. Fightful Select is reporting that creative is being cooked up for Owens, which is exciting as it looks like Triple H wants to push Owens back into the top spot of the company. Owens had a fantastic NXT run under Triple H, and it was clear that during his time in the Black and Gold brand that Triple H valued Owens as a star. It'll be interesting to see how his push plays out, and obviously there are only so many top spots in the company, so some talents may have to move down the card. Next up, Vince McMahon blown away by Star before his retirement. Before Vince McMahon officially retired from WWE, he was said to be a huge fan of Finn Balor's heel work. According to Balor during an interview on the Cheap Heat podcast, he's always had a great relationship with the former chairman. Balor revealed that McMahon was blown away by Balor's heel work as part of Judgment Day. This could have led to a substantial push for Balor if McMahon stayed in charge. But luckily for Balor, one of his biggest supporters, Triple H, is now running WWE, and Triple H will no doubt continue to feature Balor in a meaningful role on television. Balor is being rumoured for a showdown with WWE Hall of Famer Edge at Clash at the Castle event in September, and Edge is being advertised for every episode of Raw leading up to the UK event, so it seems a certainty that Edge is wrestling at the highly anticipated premium live event. Next up, Shane McMahon not returning to WWE. Shane McMahon was fired by his father Vince McMahon after Shane's behaviour backstage at the Royal Rumble this year was described as chaotic and unprofessional. Shane was then removed from all creative plans, including a planned WrestleMania match. Things were then extremely heated between the father and son, and Vince was adamant that Shane would never receive another pop in WWE. There's been some speculation from fans that Shane could be returning to WWE now that Vince is out of the picture, but Fightful reports that the new regime has no plans for Shane to return to the company in any capacity. These plans could eventually change, but as for now, Shane O'Mac has no part in the new era of WWE. And finally, WWE cancelling Lacey Evans' push. And final story takes a look at how Triple H could spell the end of Lacey Evans' push. Evans was one of Vince McMahon's pet projects, but now that Vince McMahon is out of WWE, this leaves Evans in a state of flux. According to Fightful Select, Evans' WWE return to television this year was quote-unquote chaotic and directionless, and now Evans has been pulled from TV until a new regime can figure out what to do with her. The report adds, in addition, Lacey Evans was pulled from the July 29th episode of SmackDown in which she was scheduled to face Aaliyah. On television, it was stated that Lacey Evans wasn't cleared to compete, but we've heard that there are no immediate creative plans for her and she wasn't discussed as being in the gauntlet match. Those we spoke to said that Evans was a personal favourite of Vince McMahon, who was very hands-on and worked directly with Evans as she came to Raw. However, we were told that her return this year was chaotic and directionless as played out on television. Evans has received a number of pushes throughout her time on the main roster, including a title feud with Becky Lynch back in 2019. All of her pushes have fallen completely flat, and it's definitely time for WWE to go back to the drawing board with Evans' gimmick and presentation. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.